You slept 8 hours. You did not party. You did not run a marathon. But by noon, your brain already feels like it is dragging a backpack full of wet cement. So you reach for coffee, blame your mattress, and promise yourself an earlier night. But what if the problem is not only sleep? What if the thing making you tired is the way your attention, choices, and motivation are being spent all day? This is why you are always tired, even after sleeping. Not because you are lazy, but because modern life keeps draining systems. Your body was never meant to run nonstop. Start with a simple difference. Sleepiness is the pressure to sleep. Fatigue is the feeling that effort has become expensive. You can be awake, but fatigued. You can have enough hours in bed, but still feel like every task costs too much. Mental fatigue shows up after long periods of sustained control. Switching tabs, answering messages, choosing what matters, suppressing irritation, remembering unfinished tasks, and forcing yourself through work that gives no immediate reward. Researchers have argued for years about whether willpower is literally a limited fuel tank. But the lived pattern is real enough. After repeated acts of control, people often become less willing to push, focus, and resist easier rewards. The brain starts treating effort like a cost, not a neutral action. One reason is decision load. Every choice is tiny by itself. Reply now or later, say yes or no. Open the app or resist it. Fix this first or that first. But a day filled with tiny choices can make your mind feel crowded before anything important has happened. Roy Baumeister's early ego depletion work became famous for showing that self-control in one task can reduce persistence in the next. Later replication debates made the story more complicated, so it is too simple to say willpower is a battery. But the useful point survived in a more careful form. Control is costly. When your day is built from constant micro-resistance, your brain learns to conserve. It chooses the easiest path, not because you have no character, but because effort has been priced too high all day. Then, there is the default mode network, the system that often lights up when your mind is not focused on the outside world. It helps you remember, imagine, simulate social situations, and think about yourself. That is useful. But when there is no boundary between work, phone, worry, and self-judgment, the brain never gets a clean, idle state. You rest your body while your mind keeps opening tabs. What did they mean by that message? What if I fall behind? What should I do next? Why am I like this? You call it doing nothing, but internally, you're running a private meeting with every unfinished concern in your life. The body may be sitting still. The system is not off. Motivation also depends on reward prediction. Dopamine is not just pleasure. It is deeply involved in wanting, pursuit, and the energy to go toward a goal. When a day is full of low-grade stimulation, your reward system gets trained on quick signals. Check, scroll, snack, refresh, switch. Real work often gives delayed, uncertain rewards. So when you turn from instant feedback to a hard task, the task does not merely feel boring, it feels underfunded. Your brain asks, where is the proof this effort is worth it? This is why you can feel exhausted before starting something that matters. Not because the task used your energy, but because your brain does not believe the payoff is close enough. So the fix is not only more sleep. Sleep matters, but tiredness also needs better energy economics. Reduce open loops. Write down the unfinished things so your brain can stop rehearsing it. Batch small decisions so the day does not become 1,000 tiny negotiations. Protect the first hour from cheap stimulation because the first reward you train your brain on sets the price for the next one. Put effort next to an immediate cue, a timer, a visible checklist, a 5-minute start, a clean ending. And most importantly, stop treating rest as another form of input. Real rest is not a different screen. It is a state where the brain is not being asked to choose, compare, respond, or perform. If you are always tired, ask a better question then. Did I sleep enough? Ask, What keeps spending me? What decisions can be removed? What loops can be closed? What stimulation is making ordinary effort feel unrewarding? What part of my day never actually turns off? You are not a machine with one battery called sleep. You are a system of attention, motivation, emotion, and recovery. A good night helps, but if the day keeps leaking energy through 100 invisible holes, sleep only refills what your life immediately drains. The goal is not to become tougher. The goal is to stop spending your mind on things that were never worth your life.